Dave Rubin was on Michael Knowles' show, and it's pretty funny. Now, it's like an hour long, so we're not going to watch the whole thing, and I'm not going to give you my take on it all. It would just be way too long because there's so many mind-numbingly dumb comments from both of them in the video. So we're just going to focus on the last part, like the last 6 or 7 minutes, where Dave basically lays out that Donald Trump is the savior for America, and he's exactly what we need and how he's going to vote for him.
So what does the future look like in the remaining 3 minutes? Give me some hope, or don't.
I could tack on 2 hours.
Yeah, we might need it for that question.
What does the future look like? Well, I always say that I'm a world-weary optimist. I'm an optimist ultimately because I don't know how you could do what we do, meaning talk about the world and explore all this stuff, if you didn't have some level of optimism, because otherwise...
You're not a dish. You're a man. Most name brand bars and body washes you rub on your skin are...
Well, first off, this would be depressing as hell all the time, but I don't know how I could wake up and do it.
Right.
But at the same time, I describe myself as world weary because, as I think I said before, I'm a realist, I think, first. I see the world as it is, not as I want it to be. I want the world to be a certain way, but that doesn't mean it is. What happens is with a lot of the Marxists, the leftists, whatever they are, they just want the world to be a certain way, so they demand that it be that way.
Yeah.
And they'll burn everything down in the process. I think, here's what I generally could see as if we're trying to get a roadmap to some sanity in the future.
Yeah.
Well, I think Trump has to win.
Yeah.
I think... that's just an
You think
odd...
it really matters? 2020 is...
Yeah, I've been thinking about this a lot. It's like, every election, this is the most important election ever. It's never been more important. Right. Our values versus... This time, it's like, man, if he doesn't win, anything that we remember about America, and I don't say this as some rah-rah Trump guy.
They're burning down the buildings and the statues.
They're here to wreck the entire thing.
Yeah.
They're here. It's here. The ship has arrived on the shore. Do we want to just sit there and watch as they burn our houses down, or do we want to do something? This is also the irony of the people that I'm even more frustrated with than, the crazy leftists. I'm not even frustrated by them anymore because it's
kind of funny.
It is what it is.
Yeah.
But I would say the never Trump conservatives, this
all three of them.
This bulwark, Bill Kristol, David Frum crew.
The bulwark.
It's like you guys just want to be liked by lefties.
Yeah, they're funded by leftists.
Yeah, you want to be liked by lefties. You didn't want to do anything or conserve anything really. You want to go to nice parties. So
they want to conserve their paychecks and their
that's what they want to
in the New York
conserve.
Times.
Yeah, and I don't like to attack people's motives, but it's almost impossible.
But them, I'm willing to.
For those guys, it's fine. What I would say is Trump has to win. Now, not that will stop this, because it will then cause it to freak out even more. So I think we're in for 4 more crazy years for sure.
Yeah.
The only way we're in for 4 more crazy years that at least continue freedom and capitalism is through Trump. What I think really is the pivotal year of all of this, because this can't go on forever. No movement goes on forever, right? Eventually it either spins out of control in a horrific way, or it perhaps winds down, or something in the middle. I think 2024, even though nobody wants to hear the word 2024, right?
Gosh.
I think that's where this thing really gets reset. I think if Trump wins again, we'll have had 8 years of Trump. People will be exhausted by it, but we'll have survived the intersectional collectivist lunacy.
Yeah.
And then you know what happens? You're going to get a crop of Republicans like Dan Crenshaw and Tim Scott and maybe Candace Owens. And,
yes, you will be old enough.
Maybe Ben Shapiro, maybe Michael Knowles, Nikki Haley. You'll get maybe not even for president, but you will get a crop.
No, I only want the top job. But I'm sorry.
You will get a crop of truly intellectually diverse people who know about America. Like Trump, again, I don't have Trump derangement syndrome. I'm most likely voting for Trump. I actually see no way around it at this point.
Yeah.
But no, I am voting for Trump. I can't see. I just literally can't see a way around it. It just is what it is.
Yeah.
And now I'll be canceled by the time I watch.
I know that's over. You said it. That was a mistake.
I knew these 15 minutes
should have gotten in the
cost me. But there will be a set of people who know about America, who know about what our founding values are. Like, you could love Trump, but the idea that he's like a constitutionalist or any of these things, I think is sort of silly. But he's the tough guy doing the job that somebody had to do. It just is. But I think 2024 is where the reset happens. But we are in for a crazy ride over the next couple of years. And you and I have discussed this. You know, we're here in LA, and I was considering bailing on LA. You were considering
of course, we all
bailing on LA, and
So he actually thinks that the road to sanity is through Donald Trump. Think about that for a moment. That's how far this man has fallen to the right. That's how far his grift has gone. That he thinks the road to sanity in 2024 is only through Donald Trump. Who takes this guy seriously? There's nothing sane about Donald Trump. And then he says, we will have survived the intersectional mess or whatever he says. Yeah, sure. Of course, people are going to survive that regardless. But I'll tell you who aren't surviving: the hundreds of thousands of people to COVID-19 right now. And some of them, we don't know how many, but there's no doubt that some of those people that have died can directly be attributed to how awful Trump and his administration has handled this from the start. So they're not going to make it. They haven't made it. They're dead. And then I don't really have to run through a list of all the insane things that this president has done. And then he says that they're here, the ship has arrived, they're here to tear down America. Who is they? Okay, because Joe Biden has said repeatedly he's not for defunding the police. He doesn't think that the founder statues should be removed. And Joe Biden, they were screaming all along that Bernie Sanders was the one that's too far left. Oh, he's the socialist. Look, you put him in, and this is Marxism. And Joe Biden went along and beat him handily. So apparently, the people who vote for Democrats weren't actually aligned with the boogeyman you were building up. That appears to be so, because Joe Biden won handily in the primary. So you want to just say that, oh, Joe Biden is also Karl Marx reincarnated, because they need a boogeyman that they can build up. They need one that they can have that isn't really there, but that's why Trump needs to be elected. Because if you don't elect him, here comes the Red Army, basically. This is just so disgusting and asinine on so many levels. And then he goes on about the Never Trumpers. Oh yeah, about the Never Trumpers. They want to be liked by liberals. That's why they're doing it. So guys like George Conway and Rick Wilson and David Frum and Bill Kristol and these guys, they want to be liked by liberals. Yeah, no, I don't think that's it. I think that they understand the threat that Donald Trump is to this nation, and they're putting nation over party, unlike a complete grifting hack like you. That's what it is. They understand that the man is completely incompetent, still doesn't understand what tariffs are, didn't do a damn thing about Jamal Khashoggi, didn't do a damn thing about Russian bounties, should have been impeached. Corruption that we've never seen in commuting Roger Stone's sentence. Having AG William Barr do his bidding with Michael Flynn. The hatred that he spews and the division that he sows from the day he came down that escalator during his campaign. The stupidity that he emits every day when you see it, when he's talking about coronavirus and testing and COVID. He has no idea what he's talking about. Never mind the fact that he has to get his daily briefings basically in bullet points that can't be X amount of words too long or he won't read it. The incessant lying. And you need this because you want to destroy some boogeyman of the Red Army and Karl Marx have come to our shores, and if Trump isn't president 4 years later, we're all going to be standing out at bread lines? Please. This is absolute insanity. I have no idea how anyone takes these guys seriously. And while I'm obviously not a Republican, I respect greatly what the Never Trump Republicans are doing, and in particularly the Lincoln Project, and what they continue to do every day to fight for America and not to hold Donald Trump's jock like you and the rest of the Republican senators.